The spiritual meaning of a seed introduction. In the silence of soil, a tiny seed holds a universe of promise. It is easy to overlook, a speck in the palm, yet within its humble shell lies the blueprint of forests, gardens, and fields. For millennia, human beings have looked at seeds with wonder. From ancient farmers saving the best seeds for the next season, to sages seeing in them a metaphor for the soul, seeds have been symbols of hope, potential, and the mysteries of life. This journey begins with a single seed. Together, we will explore the spiritual meaning of a seed through 6 profound questions. Each question uncovers a lesson gently whispered by the seed, about patience, growth through darkness, trust in the unseen, and the magic in small beginnings. Along the way, we'll also share 2 special stories, one about the very first seed, and another envisioning a cosmic orchard connecting us all. Prepare to step into a poetic blend of folklore and mysticism, grounded in everyday life. As we delve into each section, let the imagery of the seed take root in your mind. Let it remind you that great things often start small, buried in darkness before they bloom in light. Now, let's begin with our first question, a question of potential waiting to sprout. The seed of potential. Our first question asks how something so small can hold so much power. Consider a single acorn. To the eye, it is just a nut, easily lost in a pocket. Yet given time, that acorn can become a towering oak that shelters birds, shades the weary, and lives for centuries. Within the tiniest seed lies an invisible pattern of greatness. Its true size is not what we see, but what it can become. In spiritual terms, the seed represents the dormant potential within each of us. Just as a seed contains the blueprint of a mighty tree, each person carries the seeds of their purpose, talents, and dreams. We may feel small or insignificant at times, but the seed reminds us that size and circumstance are deceiving. All the greatness of a forest is quietly present in that little grain. In the same way, your soul holds worlds of possibility, waiting for the right moment to grow. This metaphor of the seed of potential encourages us to nurture our inner potential. Rather than dismissing humble beginnings, we learn to honor them. Every great oak was once an acorn, and every great achievement or spiritual awakening starts with a single thought, a single step, a single seed. The spiritual meaning here is clear. Never underestimate the power hidden in the small things. A whispered prayer, a kind gesture, a fresh idea. These are seeds that can, in time, transform your life and even the world. Planting new beginnings. Planting a seed is an act of faith. When you press a seed into the soil, you are investing in a future unseen. Our second question delves into what it means to plant a seed in life's spiritual journey. Every time you start a new project, form a new habit, or extend a kindness, you are planting a seed. You will not see the results overnight. The soil above stays still, giving no clues, yet beneath, life is beginning. Sowing seeds is a powerful metaphor for setting intentions. In many traditions, people speak of "you reap what you sow," reminding us that the deeds we plant eventually bear fruit. Plant love and you will harvest connection. Plant patience and you will harvest peace. Even the smallest good deed, like a seed, can grow into something much larger. Small actions lead to big outcomes over time, and the seed teaches us to have trust in that process. There is an old proverb, "A society grows great when elders plant trees whose shade they know they shall never sit in." In these words lies a profound truth. The act of planting is often an act of selfless hope. We may not live to see every result of the seeds we sow, but we plant them anyway. Why? Because planting a seed today, whether a tree for future generations or a kind word to a stranger, makes tomorrow a little brighter. Spiritually, to plant a seed is to affirm that the future will bloom and to take part in its creation. Roots in darkness. A seed's journey begins in darkness. Our third question explores how something buried in soil, surrounded by uncertainty, can teach us about growth through adversity. When a seed is planted, it disappears from sight, seemingly lost in the cold, dark earth. Yet this buried seed is not gone, it's gathering strength. In the cover of darkness, the seed softens and its hard shell breaks open. Only by cracking does it release the green shoot inside. In life, we too may feel as if we've been buried by challenges, but perhaps we have been planted, preparing for new growth. In mythology and nature alike, darkness is the womb of light. Consider the lotus flower. Its seed sinks into mud and germinates in murky waters, but eventually it rises above the surface to bloom in the sunlight, pristine and beautiful. The seed in darkness reminds us that our trials can give rise to transformation. Just as a seed must surrender its old form, we often must let parts of our ego or old life dissolve in order to grow. This process can feel like a death of what was, painful and scary, but it is also the birth of something new in us. There is a saying, "They tried to bury us, they didn't know we were seeds." This captures the spirit of resilience that the seed embodies. In our darkest moments, when we feel pressed down by life, the seed whispers to our soul, "Have faith." Even when you cannot see the light, trust that it's there. The seed grows roots before it sprouts upward, meaning that the work of growth often happens unseen. When you are in your own dark night, know that you are laying the foundation, the roots, for the strength and wisdom you'll soon reveal. What looks like darkness or an ending may just be the fertile ground for your new beginning. The patience of the seed. Our fourth question looks at timing. Why does a seed teach us about patience? In a world that craves instant results, a seed lives on nature's time. Some seeds sprout in days, others take weeks or months. There are even seeds that lie dormant for years, waiting until conditions are just right. For example, certain bamboo plants barely peek above the ground for 5 years, while they quietly build a strong root foundation. Then, almost suddenly, they can soar dozens of feet in a single season. The seed teaches us that growth can be slow and unseen at first, and that's okay. Patience is a spiritual lesson woven into the life of a seed. We learn that not all growth is visible immediately. Just because we can't see progress doesn't mean nothing is happening. Trust the process, the seed seems to say. The rain will come when it's needed. The sun will return after the long winter. In our lives, we often plant dreams or make changes and expect to see a quick sprout of success. But the seed reminds us that each thing has its season. A fruit that ripens too fast might lack sweetness, and a goal achieved too easily might not have deep roots. Consider that some ancient seeds have sprouted after hundreds, even thousands of years of rest. They carried life inside, patiently waiting across centuries for the right moment to grow. This astonishing fact reminds us that it's never too late for something to bloom when the time is right. You might be waiting on a dream or personal growth that seems delayed. Remember the seed and take heart. Patience is not passive, it's active trust. It's tending to your life like a garden, watering your aspirations, and knowing that growth is happening even before you can see it. With patience, when your spring arrives, you'll be ready to blossom. Nurturing growth. The fifth question leads us to ask, what does a seed need to thrive, and what does that teach us about nurturing our own growth? A seed cannot grow alone. It needs the right conditions and consistent care. Nourishment is key. Rich soil provides support and nutrients, water brings life, and sunlight grants energy. Likewise, in our spiritual and personal lives, we need to cultivate a supportive environment. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, knowledge that feeds your mind, and habits that heal and energize you. These are the sunlight and water for the seed of your soul. Nurturing growth also means patience and gentleness. A gardener waters regularly but never tugs on the sprout to make it grow faster. In the same way, we must give our dreams and changes time to develop. We shouldn't constantly dig up the seed to check if it's growing. Doubt and impatience can disturb our progress. Instead, we trust and tend. We give love, we keep the soil of our life clean from weeds of negativity, and we protect our budding hopes from the frost of fear. With care and consistency, what we nurture will take root and flourish. There is wisdom in the way farmers and elders tend to their seeds. Many traditions encourage planting seeds with prayers or positive intentions, believing the energy of care helps them grow strong. Even modern gardeners talk to their plants or play music for them, an intuition that love is also a form of nourishment. These gentle acts remind us that growth is not just a mechanical process, but a living relationship. When we care deeply for something, be it a garden, a skill, a relationship, or our spiritual well-being, it responds. The seed shows us that what we feed, water, and warmly shine upon will grow. By nurturing our inner seeds with kindness and commitment, we invite a healthy, blossoming life. From one seed to 1,000, the sixth question unveils a final lesson: the power of one seed to create many. If you plant a single seed, you might reap 100 more seeds in its fruit. Those seeds in turn can be planted to grow an entire field. In other words, one tiny seed can become the origin of countless lives. There's a saying that goes, "You can count the seeds in an apple, but you can't count the apples in a seed." This reminds us that the ripple effect of even the smallest action is beyond measure. The seed shows how our influence and kindness can multiply. Think of how one act of goodness can inspire others. A single helpful gesture might set off a chain of positive actions, just as one seed gives rise to many fruits. Or consider knowledge. When you share wisdom with someone, you have planted a seed in their mind that may grow and spread to others they meet. We live in a vast, interconnected web of life where each seed, each small effort, contributes to the whole garden of humanity. Furthermore, a seed's journey doesn't end with one plant. When a tree bears fruit, its seeds feed animals and people, and some of those seeds become new trees. Life perpetuates life. In the same way, our gifts and teachings can outlast us, carried forward by those who receive them. Legacy is like planting seeds for trees whose shade we may never sit under, echoing the proverb we mentioned earlier. Every seed planted is a promise that life continues. This teaches us humility and generosity. We may not see the full forest that grows from our little seed, but we trust that in giving it, the world will be greener and richer for those who come after. One seed can create a forest, and each of us is like that seed. We are small in the universe, yet capable of making a vast difference over time. By understanding this, we begin to sense that our lives are part of something larger. The stage is set to imagine a bigger picture, how all our individual seeds might form a magnificent, interconnected orchard. Before we conclude, let's explore a final story of the first seed and then step back to envision the cosmic orchard that we are all a part of. The first seed. There is a gentle tale whispered in folklore about the very first seed. In the beginning, they say, the world was a barren plain of rock and silence, with no green, no life, only endless sky above and dry earth below. The great sky. Father watched this emptiness and shed a single tear of compassion. As the tear fell, the Earth Mother caught it in her hands and cradled it. From their unity, sky's sorrow and Earth's embrace, a tiny seed was formed. A great cosmic bird saw this seed and carried it in its beak across the heavens, searching for the right place to plant it. The bird flew for ages until, one day, it dropped the seed onto the barren ground. The Earth Mother nurtured the seed with her soil, the Sky Father warmed it with sunlight, and the wind sang soft songs to encourage it. In time, the first seed cracked open and a tender green shoot emerged, becoming the first tree. This tree grew tall and strong, and from its branches came forth all the seeds of every flower, herb, and mighty cedar that would ever bloom on earth. This mythic story of the first seed carries a simple message. Every living forest, every garden and field began with one seed. Creation itself began with a small, humble start. It reminds us that no matter how empty or desolate things may seem, all it takes is one seed to spark life and hope. Whether we view the tale literally or symbolically, the lesson is the same. In the darkest, emptiest moment, a seed of light may be given. And from that first seed of kindness, of idea, of faith, an entire world can grow. The cosmic orchard. Now, take a step back and picture all of creation as a vast cosmic orchard. Every planet and every star could be seen as a seed or fruit in the grand garden of the universe. Here on Earth, each person, each soul, is like a seed planted in the soil of time. We grow as individual trees, some tall and spreading, some small and delicate, but underneath, our roots are intertwined. We share the same earth and we reach toward the same heavens. In this orchard of life, no tree stands truly alone. Imagine walking through this cosmic orchard. You would see generations of trees, the ancient ones that are our ancestors, giving shade and bearing wisdom, and the young saplings that are children, full of promise. You'd notice that the trees communicate in subtle ways, the network of roots and fungi beneath them, like unseen connections of empathy and intuition among us. In this sense, humanity itself is an interconnected grove, part of something far larger and more enduring than any single being. In the cosmic orchard, the divine gardener, however you envision the source of creation, tends to each soul with love. Every experience we have, every season of joy or sorrow, is like the changing weather that helps us grow. We may lose leaves in a hard season or bend in strong winds, but we also blossom and bear fruit that feeds others. And when our time passes, we return to the soil, making it richer for new seeds to sprout. This perspective invites us to see meaning in every life and every death, as natural parts of the orchard's cycle. Ultimately, the cosmic orchard reminds us of unity. Just as countless stars form one galaxy, countless souls form one spiritual ecosystem. We each have our unique form and purpose, but we all contribute to the beauty of the whole. When we recognize that we are part of this greater orchard, we feel both humbled and uplifted. Humbled, because we see we are one small but important part of an infinite tapestry. Uplifted, because we know we are never alone. We grow alongside all of creation. In the grand orchard of the cosmos, every seed matters, and every soul has a place to root and to shine. Conclusion and call to action. From a single seed buried in the earth to the cosmic orchard spanning the stars, we've traveled a great distance in our exploration. The humble seed has taught us about potential, faith, patience, resilience, nurture, and the interconnection of all life. Its journey mirrors our own, through dark times into light, from small beginnings to vast possibilities. May the wisdom of the seed remind you that within you lies a spark of greatness, that you are never alone in the garden of life, and that every act of love or hope you plant will grow in ways you might not yet see. Thank you for joining us on this journey of soul and soil. If these reflections resonated with you, consider planting a seed of support. Give this video a like, share it with someone who would find meaning in it, or leave a comment about what seeds you're planting in your life. We warmly invite you to subscribe to the channel and become part of our growing community. Together, let's continue to nurture these seeds of wisdom and watch them blossom. Until next time, keep tending to the garden of your spirit. Trust in your growth, be patient through the seasons, and remember, great oaks from little acorns grow. Stay blessed and keep planting those positive seeds.